Welcome everyone to this masterclass, this time in English, because we already did in very different languages all around the world. This masterclass, it's my personal desire to reach you with, always the same deep message of the philosophy of reconnective healing and of the reconnection, always with the same way to practice reconnective healing and the reconnection, but maybe with some different wording, with some different, logical steps to reach it. Because time is passing, the science is evolving, also the consciousness of the human beings on the planet is evolving. So I will try doing my best in jet lag, like always in my life, because I arrived in South America for the training programs just couple of days ago, and I'm still, at 3 a.m. for the European timing. So I will do really my best. And of course, I will do my best also with my English, but I really hope that the message will arrive very clear to your heart. With me, it's always a honor and a pleasure. There is Cecilia Sanz, that is our main international instructors for Reconnective Academy International to all the training programs that they are just in English. So she will be with you in San Antonio, in Sydney, in Australia, also in Toronto, in Canada. So she has a very important role, and of course, as person that stayed in very, very, very deep contact with Eric since the beginning of this beautiful journey of reconnective healing into this planet. Well, it's one of the people really more prepared to speak about reconnective healing into this planet. So thank you very much, Cecilia, being here with us. As always, it's a super pleasure, and I'm always very happy to share with you these important moments with the audience. So let's start to speak about the topic of tonight: consciousness and healing. I know that when we are approaching uh, topics like healing, what the regular audience is expecting are strategies, techniques, modalities to heal like in a magical way, in a miraculous way, from your pains, from your problems, from what is uncomfortable for you in this moment. So I will not speak about it today. I will speak about something that is present before the transformation, before the return to yourself, before they discover that the symptom was just something that was pushing you to research. But to research what? We are starting to speak step by step. I hope in the most easy and most effective way, also for our brains, for our logical left brain to understand what we are telling. We are speaking a lot in these days about consciousness. But what is consciousness? And why we are relating consciousness to the healing? Actually, the answer is very easy. We are speaking about consciousness because we are consciousness. In fact, if we have to determine what a human is, you can start to explain and start to describe how is maybe him physically, My case, no, I'm tall 186 centimeters. I don't want to tell how much is my weight because during the pandemic I gained a lot, but you can tell blue eyes with beard, etc. But is what you see in the mirror you, or there is something different, something more? Of course, if you are interested in this speech, in this masterclass, actually, I'm already sure that you are thinking that there is something more, there is something different. Uh, an Italian author of very interesting book is telling that you are who is observing the world behind your eyes. Okay, so it's interesting, like your eyes mirroring yourself the morning, maybe brushing your teeth. Is just like a camera that is permitting you, like exactly the camera of your phone, to observe a reality. Let's call it reality for the moment. Okay, that it's interesting, and of what you are doing a beautiful, unique experience. This experience is what we are doing here into this plan. So let's start to put, all the definitions in their place. Consciousness, it's you. But how is possible that you are consciousness and you don't know everything about the consciousness? The ancient Roman philosopher Plotino, that is not Platon, this is another one, is Plotino, okay? Platon was from Greek. Very important one, but it's not him in this moment, okay? Was the first that we have, some mm, written, let's say, uh, witnesses that was telling that all of us, we are one. And you know it because our training programs actually, we changed the name this year, but they are still the one experience. So the experience of being one. Why we have, and all of us, we have the need to feel one with the others because it's our nature. Even in the most unexpected modalities, our need is to be one. We feel good when we feel in a family, for example, when we feel, for example, in a group of supporters of one football team, no? When we are with people like-minded, no, like-minded like you, and you feel, one with the others. But if you observe these kind of examples, you understand that they are just pieces, subset of the one. And this is not really the one, okay? The one that is the infinite consciousness. That Plotino was telling us that was living out of any feeling of the time. The time was not existing. The space was not existing. It was just it. Like Gillian is always calling reconnective healing, just it. Okay, fantastic. And this, it, to understand himself, he had just one opportunity: create the duality. So start to divide himself, to have the possibility to mirror himself in the multiplicity of the experiences possible. So it's, if you want to name in this way, you are free to do it, but let's not connect any kind of religious concept to it. You can call it God. God, the one, the consciousness, the infinite intelligence, the field. Call it as you like. I am not, a fan of the straight definition, so call it as you want. But this entity, this you, okay, decided to divide himself to have the possibility in the duality to mirror himself with himself and understand what he is. How he's doing it? In the duality, in the time, in the space, in the three-dimensional way to live our life, and also, of course, in the duality, you have the opportunity to be, of course, in the joy, but also in the pain, also in the total health, and also in the worst kind of health situation. Why is needed for the one this kind of experience? To create a movement that is called entropy, or that is called, in a more philosophical way, evolution. Why we are evolving in this way? Why the evolution is a movement from the balance to the unbalance, and then return to the balance, and then move again to the unbalance, and then, doing this kind of continuous movement. Because at the point zero, or the illumination for the Buddhist people, okay, there is no more evolution. Is the top of the evolution, is being one. For us, that we didn't reach till now, this kind of level, okay, we are moving from the imbalance to the imbalance. Why we are moving from the balance to the balance? Because when you are balanced, you don't have any kind of effort. You don't have any kind of pain. You don't have any kind of problem. You are just in the most, let's say, perfect way of being. But because the universe is perfect and the universe is mathematical, okay, we are falling to the imbalance. To do the movement from the imbalance to the balance, doing this range of space, this range of effort of conatus, like Baruch Spinoza was calling it, no? Doing this movement, this effort, what you are doing? You are in a problematic situation. Of course, you are complaining the first moment, especially in Italy, you are complaining a lot and you are doing a lot of movement with your hands. You are starting to shout and to give to the others the responsibility. After you finish to do all these bullshits, okay, you understand that you have to do everything by yourself because you must do the experience for the one to return to the balance. And in this piece of experience, you are finding and you are discovering another piece of yourself, a talent that you never known that you had, a characteristic of you, mood that you have. Maybe you are understanding who you are better than before. I'm sure that you already heard people telling something like, hey, yes, this experience was extremely hard, but I'm changed a lot and now I'm better. Who heard it? Just give me a sign with a camera. Or who felt it? Me for first, I have to tell you. Okay, and I had more, more and more in my life of these situations. Okay, and this is just the evolution. Many times we are thinking that evolution is adding something to your mind, learning something, studying something, and fulfilling your brain of notions, of informations, of diagrams, of ideas of the others. Okay, and we think actually that this is the right way to do it, and it's one way to do it. The other way is just doing it, or better, just being it. So we discovered that the evolution, it's a kind of healing. Why? Because if you're unbalanced and if you need to return to the balance, you must evolve. Well, this is one of the ways to evolve. And this is very interesting. In the duality, of course, that we are feeling, that we are experiencing every day, we divide all the things in negative and positive. This is what we are doing all the day. And it's very interesting, the fact that we are speaking also about negative and positive energy. That if we observe actually the system of duality, yes, it's true. So there is something that is harmonic and something that is not harmonic with your system. But in the concept of reconnective healing that is transcending the duality, actually, if we say continuously, because we are good holistic people, right? So we know the things and we are pure, we are the best. And this is also a kind of egoic, system that sometimes is cheating all of us. We will speak about it later. Okay. If we think in terms of positive and negative, we are losing at least the 50% of the experience that we have to do. So, a humble suggestion can be to don't think in terms of positive and negative, but think in terms of expansion. Okay. Is this thing, this situation, this person, this experience expanding me, expanding my consciousness, or is limiting me, so slowing down my evolution? I'm telling slowing down, and I'm not using the term blocking the evolution, because nothing can block your evolution. Nothing. It's something natural that is continuously happen if you want or if you don't want. Okay, so it's something that is just happening. Of course, you can do it in an easier, faster, joyful way, or you can do it attracting what is not convenient for you to attract. And why I am telling it? Because when we are on a massage table, for example, or just receiving a distance session of reconnective healing, what is doing to us reconnective healing? Is bringing us to the balance. So is making us doing this movement, this effort, this need of evolution that we have in this specific moment about some specific topics that maybe are absolutely not logically connected with the real reason for which we asked a session to a practitioner. And returning to the balance, we are returning able to attract what we need for our healing. That is actually our evolution. Now you can understand the connection between consciousness, evolution, and healing. So they are all aspects of the same diamond, are all aspects of the same idea of returning to the harmony, returning to the balance with yourself. I know also that we are speaking a lot about return to the harmony. But let's go just to the Newtonian physics, not even the quantum physics that is too much complicated. And if you want to define it, you are doing wrong, because you can't define what is quantistic, because it's through the X and it's through the Y in the quantistic world. It depends to the observer, okay? So let's go to the Newton one, because sometimes it's also good to remember, this apple that fall down in the head, okay? And she said, gee, shit, something is happening here. So, and, a very natural happening just make him remember one of the laws of the duality that is also the gravity. So in the Newtonian physics, we know that if we are changing just one part of the field, actually we are changing the qualities of the whole field. It means that you are deeply connected with all of us because we are one. And again, when you are on the massage table, when you are in the bubble of consciousness of the training programs, if you are just listening something about reconnective, you are returning to this harmony. And what is an harmonic field? It's a field that contains all the same informations. So not positive or negative, the same is something harmonic. So something that is harmonic for you, it's something that actually is giving to you the permission of just being yourself in the deeper way to express it, in the truth of what you are, of who you are. In this way, you can attract what is good for you, but maybe not good for your mind. That maybe, I don't know, you want to win the lottery, have one Ferrari, one Lamborghini, another beautiful Italian car, and maybe, I don't know, a super house, in front the ocean. Okay. These are not things, well, sometimes yes, sometimes not. Out of the judgment, you must be free, and no one can really take off of you your freedom. You are always free. Even if the laws of the state, they are telling you that you are not free, you are always free. Even if your parents, even a kind of some religions, a kind of some social systems, no? If you think the old kind of communism, or some kind of a very misunderstood way to understand the religions, they're taking you out of the freedom. Actually, you are always free because you can decide yes or not. I'm following, I'm not, but I have a person with a gun telling me, tell this. You can decide to tell no. And of course, there will be consequences. And maybe these consequences will make you feel one before the others. Okay, because you will get out from the duality and you will return to the one faster than the others. But again, we are always free to be who you are, always free to be healthy, always free to attract what you need, always free to get your personal, deeper evolution in the faster and easier way. So why these concepts are connected with reconnective healing and with the reconnection. Actually, it's because of the effects of reconnective healing and the reconnection. What are these two things? I can't define it, because if I define something that infinite, I am immediately, reducing it. So these two things, okay, that we are facilitating, that we are sharing, that we are teaching in the case of Cecilia and myself, etc. No, what are doing for you? Reconnective healing. It's bringing you again to the deeper balance, to the deeper harmony. If we want to observe it in a medieval, philosophic way, we can tell that reconnective healing is balancing your microcosmos. Hmm? Who you are here in the duality. What is doing the reconnection? Is accelerating your evolution. But why is accelerating your evolution? Because it's magical and there is, I don't know, someone, maybe some kind of angel that is pushing you faster in the life? No, because the reconnection actually is making you having the best harmony with the macrocosmos. Hmm? It's just once in the lifetime, because once you are reconnected with this consciousness, it's impossible that you are getting out of this. At the opposite, in the microcosmos, we are still, in the duality, and we are still, you know, uh, victims of the laws of the evolutions, victim of the laws of gravity, of time, of space. So we are discovering day by day, after 20 years of training program, after 3 books written by Eric and Gillian, after the hundred thousands of practitioners around the world that are doing millions of sessions around the world, that what is doing reconnective healing is bringing you to your evolution, that is bringing you expressing the spark of the one, the spark of God, the piece of this intelligence that it's you actually, and that you were not observing for many reasons in your life. But you have to know something again from the science, because now science, and spirituality, let's call it in this way, they are returning again to be one. That the universe, it's a hologram. Everything is a vibration, energy, light, and information, okay? And it's a hologram. And one of the qualities of the hologram, it's a very beautiful one. If you are cutting into the hologram, you don't have 2 half holograms. You have 2 entire holograms, whole, whole holograms. The full hologram is just replicating in 2. And every single little part of the hologram includes all the information of the original big one. What does it mean? That you, inside yourself, actually you have all the information of the universe. All the informations are inside you. So why I need reconnective healing? Why I need the reconnection? Why I need... So if I have everything already, fine. Thank you for the information. Ciao. Why I have to go to the training programs? Because staying here in the duality, the game, what I call normally in my speech, the universal monopoly, no? It's like, the game of the monopoly with the rules, and all the things that you take off. non-predictable things, and something is happening, you're winning the lottery, you're losing everything. Okay, these are the games of the universe. Okay, there are many rules of this universe that we don't know. And one of these rules is that when we are starting this experience in a physical body, in the duality, in the tridimensional space, etc., we forget that we are actually the whole universe. Every one of us is the whole universe. Every one of us has the full information of the universe inside himself. And you need someone else to play this game of mirrors that it's reminding you this. Why we were calling the one experience the level about reconnective healing? Because inside this training, you are making the experience of being one with the other. Before any kind of exercise, any kind of experience at the massage table, what Cecilia, what myself, we are reminding to do to you, it's first to have a moment in which you are in the consciousness that you are also the person on the massage table. And playing this game of mirror is amazing because actually it's something that I'm telling at the beginning of all the training program. I'm not there to teach. I'm there to learn. And I'm learning every time more about myself, about what is reconnective healing, about what is the reconnection, about how it is affecting our life in the most powerful way that I never seen in my life. I did any kind of training, any kind of modality, any kind of technique, any kind of everything. It was possibly useful for the healing of my brother. And I did in my way, studying a lot, trying really to catch any kind of information, even the secret ones, even, the ones that the masters don't want to say to you because you are not ready, or this kind of things. I have to tell you, there is nothing like reconnective healing. And this is why all the effort of our team, of our practitioner, of myself, of Eric and Gillian, it's really to give the opportunity to the humans to understand who they are in truth. They are co-creators of this reality. Co-creating, it's a responsibility. And we see that this responsibility, actually, we are not taking care that much at the day of today. We are permitting that something very not harmonic happen in our planet. So it's our responsibility, like people that know reconnective healing, know this system, know how is working the universe actually. And if you didn't know, you know after this masterclass. And maybe when we will send to you the replay of this speech in a very poor English, in an Italian way to move the hands, and with a horrible accent, okay, maybe it was useful for you in a non-logical way, in the deep way, to return to yourself. When we are just having the information of that reconnective healing and the reconnection are existing, now it's becoming our responsibility to expand this information, to give this information also to the others. And this is why I'm doing these master classes all around the world in many languages, in all the languages that I know, in the languages that I don't know. I will have a translator. I hope very good one because it's complicated. Okay. And I hope really to make the difference. But I'm sure that we are making the difference because we are creating a different universe starting from now, this moment. Monica is asking, as practitioner, we are all working together to change the world vibration. It's automatic. We don't have to stay there and, doing a common meditation. Even the meditation is something that is working, but it's a mental work. It's a mental energy. What we are doing, we are just increasing our consciousness. And as we said before, if you are changing just one point of the field, all the field is changing. So you have more consciousness, and you, like a candle, that is lighting another candle and another candle and another candle, you are this change. You are not doing this change. You are the change. When you are facilitating reconnective healing, you are not doing, we are expressing, professionally, we are facilitating reconnective healing. And this is totally right, because it's the professional way to share it. But actually, we are the healing. We're not facilitating a healing. You are the healing. You are the universe. You changing your, let's call it vibration, okay, are changing the full field, and you are changing the full universe. So you understood very well, Monica. We have to do a step back. We are the third observer. I think that who of you studied a little bit of Buddhism, you know very well this concept. Why we are not channeling energy from a source? Why we are not sharing our personal energy? And we are just catalysts. So we are learning how to catalyze this field, how to make it happen, how to make it start. Okay. We are fire starters, but we are not inside the system. I just, recall the book of physics that I read in my school. No, so what is a catalyst? The catalyst is the element in the chemical reaction that is permitting or accelerating the reaction, but is not entering in the reaction itself. So we are not inside. We are leaving the intelligence of the universe to make what is needed for himself, that is represented from the person on your massage table in this moment. This is called freedom. This is called healing. This is called evolution. This is what we are. We are. If I'm adding something, I am really wasting my speech. So it's what we are. And it will be amazing meeting many of you that I see the names, so I see with someone I interacted more, with someone I interacted less. Okay, in San Antonio very soon in May, then in Sydney in August, and then in Toronto uh, after in October. So it's we are here to share it with you because we want that you are arriving really prepared to the bigger change of your life that is not even actually a change, is revealing yourself to yourself. It's understanding who you are. And then are happening the miracles, and then are changing the lives, and then the people is returning at home telling, I feel different. Why you are feeling different? Because you now are able to be 100% yourself. 100%. That is the bigger quantity in the universe, because there is nothing more than 100%. And this is why we don't need technique. And this is why we don't need rituals. This is why we are just being what we are doing. And I hope it's visible, tangible, and that is possible for all of you feeling this from my words. So I would like to listen. We didn't prepare anything actually, because it's very impossible with me prepare something, because I'm very, busy in all the aspects. So I don't know if it was the speech that Cecilia was expecting. I want to hear from you, your opinions, your ideas, maybe adding something, and then we will open with to some questions. So guys, please prepare your questions if you want.
Thank you, Guglielmo. It was beautiful, everything that you shared. And I want to allow people, wherever you are entering is the perfect place. Wherever you are seeking is perfect. Whatever you are seeking is perfect. Um, when I came to this work, did not know this is what I was looking for. And it was a tremendous gift, because I had so much in my background that had prepared me to be here in this room with you. For whatever reason, we're all in this room right now together, and our paths have moved and evolved and allowed for us all to be here and to learn. When I first started this journey and seeking, it opened doors for me to know more about myself, about other people who are me, who had elements of me that I didn't want to see sometimes, that I looked into their hearts and I saw their pain, and I realized that was my pain. And I realized, wow, I get it. And that's why we're in the room together, to connect, to share, to open this up, to let that heal, to allow it to heal. I am here to see the beauty in each of you as I hid it from myself, as I didn't want to see it in myself. And I see it in you living fully, and I say, oh my God. And I can touch a part of me that you're showing up gifted to me. And I was allowed to love that part of me. And so there is so much to receive that may or may not have been your desire to even see when you show up for the healings, when you show up for somebody else. You are offering them a part of themselves that they didn't realize was hurting, was missing, was excelling, was joyful. You're looking at a part of each other. We are looking at a part of each other that creates the whole. We are the hologram. We are all of it. And we are here for each other. And to show up for each other is the greatest gift. And it allows the healing, because I see it in you, which helps me see it in me. And we are one. Allow the journey to open and unfold. Allow yourself to see the beauty in somebody else. That is your beauty that you didn't want to see for yourself. But when you see it in them, you can see it in you. Heal others, heal yourself. That's part of the book. That's part of the work, because it is who we are. And we're here to share this experience, not to walk it independently and by ourselves. We're here to see others. And this goes beyond language. Guglielmo, I know that you've got this beautiful Italian accent and Spanish accent and all these other languages that you share, but because I have been part of this work, I've been able to travel to countries where I didn't have my own personal interpreter, and people were speaking in ways that I couldn't understand verbally, but I could understand visually. I could understand in observation. I could understand in the vibration, the frequency, the emotion that I was receiving. We communicate in more ways than the verbal. And that's what we're here to share. When we are with each other and we're present with each other, we are the observers. And that's all that we need, to be the observers, to be aware of this other person, to be aware of ourselves. Allow yourself to be aware of yourself, because you are them. They are you. And it's a beautiful thing to find the love in yourself, for yourself, and share that with everyone else.
And this is amazing. So what you shared really hit one of my very deeper points of the heart, because it's true. It's very common when you are facilitating a session that you are observing the other and finding part of yourself and being love, but not the love, just of two lovers, the universal love. So the trust of being one, this deeper, how can I say, certainty that you are one with the others. And why I am telling that we have the responsibility, if this consciousness will arrive to many humans into this planet, a war will be not anymore possible, a discrimination, a judgment, a fight, even just, a verbal issue with the others can't be possible. And not because we are self-controlling, but because we are understanding deeply, we are experiencing the fact that we are one. And this is very, very beautiful. So I would like really to open to some questions if you want, or just, a one-line comment, a one-line feedback, because it's very important for me understanding what is arriving, you know, at the other side of the universe. That is you, that is me.
We have a beautiful comment, a question from Monica. I had the opportunity to access to these frequencies before I discovered the RH training. I was after many, many months that I discovered the book and the training. I would like to know if once you practice more and more, are you able to do it better? I mean, having better results. Monica? Yes, I see you. Thank you. It's not that you are better, because you're going to show up for this work with this work, and it's going to expand at the level that is the fullest in the moment. What you will become better at is allowing. yourself to see other levels and deeper understandings of what is the healing, because the healing may be something physical that somebody's walking in with, and that's why they showed up in the room. But their healing, their true healing, might be on a level that's not even visible. It might be in a relationship. It might be in a self-worth understanding. It might be on a level that you can't see visibly, but it shows up in them, and you will become better able to see the whole as you participate more fully with this work, because you'll see them not just with the physical, but with the whole. And there will be many, many opportunities, especially in the room when you see so many people coming from all over the world, and you speak with them and you connect with them and ask why they're there in the room. You might have looked at them and already had an idea of, oh, they're in the room because of this. This is what they wanted to do. And then when you speak with them, you realize it's something much, much, much deeper that they might not even recognize is what they wanted to have healed. So that is what's going to expand for you. The healing itself, the vibration, is going to show up at its fullest wherever you come from. But your understanding of that is going to deepen and expand. You had made the comment about healing the world, basically. And I'm going to share my understanding of this, because when we look out onto the world and we are uncomfortable and we are not happy with what we're seeing and we want to heal the world, what we're really truly doing is a self-healing to return to balance in myself, in my own heart. So when I look at that thing, it doesn't bring me pain any longer. So when I look at somebody making different choices, I don't judge them for their choices any longer. I am returning to balance because I see them in love rather than in whatever pain they are expressing. Yes?
Thank you very much for these answers, Cecilia. Very beautiful. We have just a comment from Gita. So thank you very much for a clearer understanding of how we are just catalysts and we all can walk together. And this is what we are doing. We are walking together, and the direction is ourselves again. So thank you very, very, very much. Any other question or comment? Meanwhile, you are writing it, I really want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angela has her hand raised.
Yes, Angela.
You need to unmute, darling. Angela, can you unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I have a question about, it's actually about the reconnection. So you do the training of the healing, and then there's a separate training on the reconnection. I'm curious to know how that came about, because it seems to be something different to, we have the healing and the healing power, but it's connecting, as I understand it, the meridians and things. But how did that eventuate through Eric's original energy healing?
Thank you. We go into this story very deeply in the Reconnection, the training program that follows the Reconnective Healing Training Program. But briefly, when we are working on the Saturday, Sunday with Reconnective Healing, we're doing many things freeform. We're doing a lot of different ways of recognizing, accessing, and observing that we can access these frequencies in a variety of ways. The reconnection, after we have understood how accessible these frequencies are, we have our awareness with the reconnective healing frequencies along a grid work of the body. There's more than 100 different lines and points of the body grid. And this came about because it's written about in the book, The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself. Eric had an experience with a woman that he called the Gypsy of Venice in the book. And he did not receive the reconnection. What he received was a grid work of points and lines that shifted everything in his world and our worlds. And this is why we're here together. And this being very specific with this grid work, with these frequencies of reconnective healing, he had his clients, after he'd had this experience, show up saying, Dr. Pearl, I feel you touching me when you're not touching me. I feel people are in the room. I can't see them, but they're walking around, running around, flying around the room. I'm having this healing. Why, you're not even touching me. What's going on? Why? And he said, I don't know. So don't tell anyone, because he was a doctor and he didn't know. He didn't have the answer. But what we found out was, when we get very specific with these frequencies, when we get very specific with this grid work, what shows up for us is we are accelerating a connection to that hologram of all of the answers and all of the wisdom that we know, that we have lived, that we have shared, and that we have moved through. We have gained wisdom in the many, many aspects of who we are. And that wisdom is now much more in like high-speed internet. It is now accessible to us. And so we have these answers, this wisdom showing up for us to choose, because you're always at choice, to choose to use in this life or not. Because now that you know, this is how I can move through this more easily. Sometimes we choose the hard way. Sometimes we want to go through that pain for whatever reason. Sometimes we say, okay, I can jump over that and I can use the wisdom I've got from another lifetime and choose differently. So we get to choose if we want to stay in that relationship that is very difficult, or if we want to love them, bless them, and move into something else.
Thank you. That's a lovely explanation.
Yes.
There is another interesting question that is about if it's necessary for us open our third eye, to work and working with it, so to be more successful. Well, you can open your third, but pay attention to don't open the fourth. So you really don't not need to open anything, let's say, supernatural, to facilitate reconnective healing at the higher level. Reconnective healing is totally natural. This is our normality. Our normality is having people on the massage table, observing them in a conscious way, and observing, register the people is moving, is getting interesting kind of experiences. Okay, it's receiving information, it's hearing sounds or musics that are not present in the room. They are smelling something that is not present. They are visualizing, they are also tasting. Okay, or having, all of these mixed at the same time. Again, we are just catalysts. We are doing a step back. We don't need to analyze. We don't have to observe their aura. We don't have to understand if their chakras are open or closed. We are not asking the help of friends from the Pleiades or from other stellar, systems. We are just consciousness expressing itself in the most basic and pure way. So to participate to the programs as to facilitate a healing session is not needed any background, not medical, not spiritual. Okay, you don't need to have, I don't know, the third level of Reiki, or I don't know, being let's say Buddhist monk to facilitate a better healing. it is just being. It's just expressing, the universe that inside yourself. And sometimes, yes, after the reconnection, people are witnessing, listen, my sixth sense, it's much more now effective. I can see the hour. Actually, personally, I can't see anything else than your body. I can't feel anything else than the electromagnetical field that reconnective healing is. Nothing external is needed, okay? Nothing more. It's telling you from outside that you are doing good or you are doing a wrong healing. You know why? Because you are not doing the healing. You are just opening the door to the universe. You are starting something, and then the universe, that is mathematics, that is intelligence, that is us, will work by himself.
Yes. Guglielmo, that was beautiful. I wanted to add to what you have shared because Anna, you asked about the third eye, and then later on you said, and by the way, I'm feeling it in my hands. And I was going to share with you before you said that you're going to find that your third eye is in your hands, your third eye is in your shoulders, your third eye is everywhere. It's not just in the third eye where you learned it. That is just, it was a lot of fun learning that part of whatever process you were learning, because that's what I learned when I was going through many different things before. But you're going to see that your awareness is everywhere. It's on your little toe. It's on your butt cheek. It's everywhere. You're going to find that this information is showing up to you everywhere. So be ready. So.
And when we are facilitating actually with the hands, so we are facilitating reconnective healing, what we are doing, observing, feeling, the frequencies, etc. But the hands are not an output system of energy. So we are not shooting energy out of the palms like the transformers, okay? What we are doing, we are observing and feeling. We are living the moment like, in a beautiful spring day, you are putting just a few inches your hand out of the window of the car, and you are feeling the wind, and you're happy, and you don't understand why. You're just feeling, the wind, and you are happy because it's a beautiful day of spring, beautiful temperature, etc., and you are feeling something. The hands are like big eyes, big ears. It's something that is helping us to recognize the field without judgment, without the need to understand where is, the non-harmonic piece of the energy of the client. We're just playing, like a baby in the bathtub that is just playing with the water. He's not thinking when he's playing, for example, oh, okay, now I do a pressure of 3.2 kilos with the right hand, and I'm moving 1.2 liters in the left southwest direction. He's not thinking about it. He's not logical. He's just playing and experiencing, the water. We are playing and experiences with the field. This is what we're doing. I'm reading. If you feel so, I would like, Monica is writing, I would like to know if you feel presences while you are working. I do, and also seems to me that I receive instruction in a telepathic way. Let's explain. So let's give our interpretation of it, because always it's an interpretation. Who is telling you that he's telling you the truth? Escape. from this situation, because no one knows totally the truth. Because here in the universal monopoly, we are not able to recognize the whole truth. We can just try to understand pieces of it. So my personal opinion, even if you are feeling presences during your sessions, good or bad one, we are falling again to the duality, but it doesn't matter. Who is it? It's you. Everything in this universe, it's you. It's the universe. It's the one breaking himself to do all the experiences. So actually, I felt during my sessions on presences, yes, I received instructions, no, because there are no instructions in Reconnective Healing. You have just to play and feel free to do what you want. And even if I'm giving you instructions, feel free to follow it if you like, or not follow it if you don't like. So it's your personal experience. And again, we don't have to think that everything is without a physical body is more intelligent, more evolved, more than us, because we have into this planet a kind of I don't know, I think it's something psychological, really. We feel always the last race into the universe. That is not true. That is not absolutely true. Maybe just a personal interpretation. We are the most evolved because arriving here, you know, in a physical body, in the 3 dimensions, in the mess of this world, we need really to be brave, to be to be very evolved to do this kind of experience. So feel free to do what your instinct in this case is telling you, instead of following telepathic voices, or try to just play with it. And sometimes it happened to me. I did a lot of session in 15 years of reconnective healing, etc., etc. But it happened just 2 times that someone was starting to channel, and express his opinion with me. You know what? I really didn't listen. I was doing my healing sessions. Why you are coming to break my moment? I like to stay in peace, at least when I'm facilitating the session. Tell me in another way. It's just a part of you that is trying to speak with you. Okay. You know everything you have to do. You know everything you need. You know everything, it's your evolution. So I think we are already good with this information and ready to listen everything, but always maintain the harmony in our mind, in our field. This is my personal way out of every kind of technique, etc., of superstition, way to interpret it. My super personal. Now I'm curious about the idea of Cecilia, because can be different, of course.
uh, exactly right. Uh, Follow your instincts. Follow what is intriguing you. Um, follow the joy. Follow whatever you are drawn to in that moment in the session. We are, however, I will say, we are going to share with you many different ways to access. Give it a try. give it a try, because there's going to be times when you are in session and maybe you've become distracted, or you're thinking about something. It's like, oh, something, what happened? And then we're going to give you things that you can play with to bring you back into the moment, bring you back into the focus and the observation. So we are going to share with you many, many different ways to receive and become aware of. And we hope that you will at least try them. And of course, when you leave, you can use them or not. So there is great benefit in trying something new, even though it feels so familiar and you feel like you're flowing, and we offer you an opportunity to try something new. Try it. You're in a safe place, and you can use it for the 5 minutes that we're going to ask you to use it, and then you can never use it again. You don't have to use it again. You get to choose. Okay? So try something new, and then go back to what you feel drawn to do. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So,
Yeah.
well, I think, already spoken a lot for this night. I don't want to bother anyone with these very deep and interesting, actually, philosophical, practical things. I would like to invite you to consider, if you are an alumni or if you are a person that already decided to come to our programs, or if you're a person that just had the first, approach with this call, and you can't really find a perfect synchronization of it to participate to our training programs that will open to you the doors totally and deeply to this consciousness. So you know that we are always telling everywhere, in every speech, we can't do any promises or guarantees. But what I can grant to you, like director of Reconnective Academy International, is that after the training programs, you will be able to facilitate reconnective healing exactly like Dr. Eric Pearl, like Gillian, like Cecilia, like myself, like all the practitioners that with love are sharing it all around the world. Yes, this I can really grant to you. So consider it. I shared the page of all the events on reconnectiveacademy.com. There are a lot of free events in many languages. There are presentation, master classes. We will start also to do some presential meetings. Hey, the pandemic is finished, so let's restart to meet ourselves in presence. There will be some retreats soon. In the next days, one in Germany, very beautiful and very big, with Eric and Gillian, will take place. So please really have the habit to go to reconnectiveacademy.com at the page of the events, and maybe, you will find something new, something more, okay, that maybe you would like to attend. Again, a lot of free events, a lot of Zoom gatherings, a lot of training programs all around the world, okay? So really think about it, put it in your good habits. Okay, and I really hope to see you soon all around the world. And thank you very much for being here with us into this masterclass that I really hope you enjoyed. And I really hope also you will share with someone else that maybe is interested or maybe need these kind of words in this moment. Cecilia, would you like to close?
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here, for showing up, for being willing to be present. I'm noticing in the chat, Anna has said She's excited to learn this, just waiting for an economically time fixing on that. We have opportunities for you, Anna. Reach out to us and we'll help you find a way so you can join us. Okay? We have that available for all of you. And so thank you so much. I'm excited to play with you in San Antonio and wherever you join us in the world. We're all over. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Guglielmo, you are brilliant and wonderful, and I love sharing space with you. And everyone, thank you for being here and being present. Look forward to seeing you.
We are a fantastic team, Cecilia. And with all these people inspiring us, even better. Thank you very much again. Have a beautiful night, day in Australia, etc. Enjoy your life and enjoying the consciousness of being one. Ciao, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.